Attack. Attack of the show. Attack.
Coming to you live from Sprint's 4G studio, it's Attack of the Show.
I didn't know where it was going. I just want to say hi.
We just had to follow it all show. Like wherever the gym goes, we just want to go around.
It's one way to get in the shot. Welcome to Attack of the Show, everybody. TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. Hey, we got a lot of people in here today. Sausage party, sausage party. Look at all that sausage. Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to just add one ding dong to the group. My name's Kevin Prayer. It's good to see you. Hello there.
And I'm Allison Hayslip.
It's Allison Hayslip. Let note, the applause died when I announced myself. On the show today, it's Internet Armageddon, my friends. A hacker has posted the personal information of 100 million Facebook users online. And, unrelated, Google and the CIA are investing in a company that watches the net in real time to predict your behavior. So, we're going to explain how this affects you, you perverts, in the loop. Then, Chris Hardwicks drops by with a 52-inch Sony Bravia 3D TV. And this thing can turn your 2D movies into 3D experiences. And if that's not enough, we'll also show off Apple's new Magic Trackpad. Oh, it's the David Blaine of pointing devices.
Then I got a reservation at a dinner for schmucks. I sat down with Steve Carell and Paul Rudd. Laughter was our appetizer, and tears of joy were our dessert.
Delicious.
And later, watch a bench pwn a human on Break Moments in De-Evolution. I hope you guys have health insurance.
They
Truly,
don't.
I do. Time now to run down the top 5 things on the web.
Are we going around the net?
We are.
Okay.
I'm doing my Jersey Pound.
Oh, get it going.
Jersey Shore's coming on again.
Fight
Jersey
the beat.
Pound.
Fight the beat. Have you been stocking up on Aquanet and Sadness?
And sadness.
The two things you
spray
need
tan.
to be a Jersey Shore member.
Exactly.
Yes. In at number 5 today, folks, we have a catchy tune that is really the remainder of your day. This is going to carry you right through it. It really is.
Just please don't sing it where anyone can hear you.
This is my pee-pee. 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 This is my pee-pee.
That noise at the end is the best.
The old no-handed clap. Let's hear it now, gentlemen. Did you really? What was that?
They tried.
No.
They really tried.
You can't. Vinny's standing there like he didn't do anything, and he actually tried to figure it out and sort of started slapping his forearms. Like the sound.
Vinny is leaving. You made him
The
leave.
sounds of his fingertips hitting his forearm. Like that would somehow.
It is never a good time when Vinny comes up to the podium.
No.
That's bad.
I think we finally have an anthem for sex offenders, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
This is my pee-pee. Good job, Internet.
I'm just going to say, kids out there, if you hear an ice cream truck playing that tune out of its loudspeakers, just run. Ice cream is not
Run
worth
right
it.
to that truck.
No. Oh, Vinny's coming back.
What, it's an ice cream joke. Relax.
If we make it through this show,
It's an ice
if we
cream
make it through
joke.
this show without being physically hurt by Vinny, I'll be proud of us. All right, in at number 4, proof that Swedish cops just have more fun.
I do. Oh, here's a table for rave. Party of one.
Put on it.
Excuse me, miss, do you have any dope on you? Because mine's wearing off. So, I think the dude was clearly high, and not just from the dancing. The guy couldn't even spell the word police correctly. I mean...
Police.
Oh,
Those silly Swedish.
I sounded it out. Oh, today's number 3 item. This is a bit of good old-fashioned American redneck ingenuity.
If you have a yard, chances are you already own a lawnmower, so why would you want to spend the extra $100 on a hedge trimmer when you could just do this?
Now, I wouldn't recommend none of y'all doing that, because you got to have some 22-inch guns to take that thing up there like that. It's got to be real strong, like the world's strongest redneck. So that's how I do my hedges in the summertime.
That guy was so proud.
I actually really
He
like
was so
that guy.
proud of himself.
I wanted to hate him. I love that guy.
No.
And I hate myself for saying this, but he actually got her done.
Seriously.
I really did.
I'd hire him. 22-inch guns. All right, coming in at what?
No, it's good. I'd rather not share the thought that just ran through my head.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Live
I'm
TV,
sure.
it's all
The
yours.
censors are sure as well.
All right, coming in at number 2 today, it's the return of the semi-annual chat show Between Two Ferns.
Ah, yes, I love Between Two Ferns. In this episode, Zach Galifianakis welcomes Steve Carell, who was pretty defensive right from the start.
Mm-hmm.
I really love The Office, and I think that you did such a great...
And you love Ricky Gervais. I see where you're going. I've watched your show. I know what you do. Oh, I got you confused. I got you confused with the good one, right?
All right, listen, Steve, I'm not here to... I'm not going to do the insults like I usually do.
Oh,
I'm not going to say your character on Despicable Me. I hear that they were going to base the nose of the character on your nose, but decided to go for something less cartoonish.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that. Just do a straight interview.
When you go to the beach and you swim out past the buoys, do people think that there's an island there?
I'm not that fat, man.
You are.
No, I'm not that fat.
You're pretty fat.
If you were to do like my percentage of body fat versus your percentage of how much your nose weighs, I guarantee that your nose per capita weighs more than what I weigh.
All right, you fat so.
Point is I'm not that fat, okay? Okay. I'm not that fat.
Nailed it!
All right, people, let's be honest, okay?
What?
Zach's not fat. He's just swollen with talent.
And burgers.
Touche.
Talent burgers.
There you go.
Still ahead, a very shocking number 1, everybody.
You won't be able to see it. Stick around.
It might involve a pee-pee. Or that. That is not.
All right,
You can give a little pause. We'll come back to you on camera.
5, 4, 3, 2.
That looks incredibly painful.
Yeah, no one should do that ever.
I agree. That's. Oh!
My God! It's worked! Excuse me, what year is it?
It's 2010, and who are you?
Excuse me, where are my manners? Nikola Tesla, at your service.
Well, wait, what are you doing here?
Well, I was in Colorado Springs experimenting with electricity, and as it turns out, when you sheath your member in metal and electrocute it, the result is time travel!
No way.
I don't think that's been
No
proven.
way.
I don't necessarily believe that.
Well, I just appeared before your eyes, and if it wasn't possible, then...
Whoa! Well, another?
Confound it! It's Edison!
Shut your trap, Tesla! What, you think you're the only one who can travel through time by shocking your slog?
Wait. Did you get here the same way that Tesla did?
Oh, heck no, little lady. Why, alternating current, that's old school. I use Edison's direct current.
Okay.
It's also guaranteed to alleviate the grip.
That's not. I don't know why you gestured towards me with that. Oh! Come on now!
I did it! I
Ben Franklin is in the house. I can't believe it worked. I can't believe it worked.
You're not telling me Ben Franklin also electrocutes his penis.
Hey, buddy. Ben Franklin does a lot of things.
Mr. Franklin, how did you achieve time travel without the aid of electronic dynamos?
Remember the kite thing?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I had it tied to my wangus.
Genius!
That wasn't for you, Ben.
Awesome. It was like having 20 fine French whores working it all at once.
Okay, everybody stop with the penises and electrical.
Ye gods!
What, Tesla?
What is that?
Oh, this? Oh, this is it's a power strip. Use it. You can plug in a bunch of electronics.
You could fit all 6 penises in there.
Eureka!
That's not really what we use it for.
Kevin, do you want to join us or travel through time?
No, hey, I want to time travel too.
I'm sorry, miss. You've got to have a man key to fit that one.
Please. Oh. Kevin, you must join us. We have crafted a time hood special for you.
A time
It's
hood?
actually a key.
Yeah, why the hell not?
Bring out the device.
So let's just turn it on.
No touching, Tesla. No touching.
One, two, three. Do the very unsexy police dance, or are we moving on from that?
No, I'm beyond the police
good,
dance.
Thank you. Listen, from time to time, this show has been known to salute men who find new places to stick their penises. Something we cherish, but not today.
Don't try what you're about to see, please. Send your junk out of the room. Here's Schmeckelshock.
Just in case you didn't really understand what was going on there, that was a penis wrapped in foil and then inserted into an electrical outlet. That's
Wait. The important part. By choice.
yeah. So let's now that you know what you know, let's see it again.
Yeah.
Honestly, still surprised they let us show that.
Really?
Yeah, I really am. And that looks painful, to say the least.
Well, yeah, I mean, no one should do that, ever.
Well,
ever.
I mean, yeah, I didn't think... Whoa, oh my God!
My gods, it worked! Oh, excuse me, what year is it?
It's 2010, and who are you?
Excuse me, where are my manners? Nikola Tesla at your service.
No. Wait, I'm sorry. What are you doing here?
Well, I was experimenting with electricity in Colorado Springs, and as it turns out, when you sheath your member in metal and electrocute it, the result is time travel!
I'm sorry.
I appreciate the enthusiasm, but I don't believe it.
Right.
Well, I just appeared before your very eyes with a sheathed member of metal.
You did. Oh, whoa! Another one?
Oh, confound it! It's Edison!
Shut your trap, Tesla! What, you think you're the only one who can travel through time by shocking his schlong?
Wait. Are you? Did you get to hear it the same way that Tesla did?
Oh, heavens no, little lady. Why, his alternating current, that's old school. I did Edison's direct current. It's also guaranteed to alleviate the grip.
Okay, I don't know why you touched me.
Come on! I did it! Ben Franklin is in the house! I can't believe it worked! It's the future!
Okay, no. Don't tell me Ben Franklin electrocutes his penis too.
Oh, hey, I've done a lot of things, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Franklin, how is it you achieve time travel without the use of electric dynamo?
You heard about the kite, right?
Oh, yes.
Did you know I tied it to my wangus?
Genius! And now what's it for you?
awesome. Awesome. It was like having 20 fine French whores working at the same time.
Okay, we're done. We're good.
Wait a minute.
What? Yeah.
Ye gods.
What, Tesla?
What is that?
This is a power strip. You can plug in a bunch of electronics all at once right into there.
You know, you could stick 6 penises in there all in one.
That's not really what we use it for.
You should join us. Come travel in time with us.
Hold on.
Join you guys.
I want to time travel too.
Oh, I'm sorry, miss. You have to have a man key for this one.
Kevin, you must join us. We have crafted a time hood special for you.
They made you a key.
Hey, if you can't beat them, join them. Okay.
Oh, no touching, Tesla.
Okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3. Time travel!
Hollywood's funniest throw a dinner party and you're invited. Try not to choke.
You invite idiots to dinner and make fun of them?
Yeah, that's messed up.
In Dinner for Schmucks, Paul Rudd is tasked with finding the biggest moron to impress his boss, and Steve Carell makes for the perfect dinner companion.
Switzerland, I love your cheese with the holes.
You're basically a douche in this movie, and you're probably one of the most idiotic people in this movie, and yet the audience is rooting for both of you the whole time. How do you do that?
How are you able to portray an accessible douche?
I purchased a box of accessible
Oh,
juices.
no.
You gave her my address? She's been stalking me for years.
I can't help but think that this is my fault.
I think Paul had the hardest part of the movie because he has to play this jerk. He's at this moral crossroads of, is he going to invite this guy to dinner to mock him in order to get ahead in his company?
I have brain control over you!
So I heard that almost a third of this film is improvised.
A lot of it is, and when you cast people like Zach Galifianakis and Jermaine Clement on top of Steve and Paul, you're gonna have a lot of ridiculousness that's really funny.
This is fascinating.
It's $14.99 plus shipping and handling.
Even if I buy it here?
It ships from somewhere else, isn't it? And I've been handling it.
Steve is just the most.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is all true. Here it comes.
Facile.
We having this dinner or not?
Erudite.
I'm paralyzed. Help me too.
Anaspeptic.
I'm having trouble describing what I'm looking at.
Yet antiseptic.
Heard he said there. Tired of
He's annoying as hell, especially to Paul, but you forgive him for it because he wants to help.
If I could just... You can do it.
If you guys went to your own Dinner for Schmucks, who would you take?
Schmuck can be used as such a derogatory term. How about a dinner you were going to celebrate people? Who would you take to dinner to celebrate?
Oh, well, Maya Angelou.
Of course.
Who do you invite?
Who would I celebrate?
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Oh my God! He's friends with Morgan Freeman.
Fill your belly with laughter and don't worry about bad impressions, because it's Dinner for Schmucks.
I'm thinking we should have an AOTS Dinner for Schmucks as soon as Kevin gets back. Get it? Because he'd be like my schmuck. No? I mean, he's gone. Whatever. Still ahead! Why are the CIA and Google investing in the same company? Sorry. We'll give you the scary details and what they mean to you in The Loop. And later, we'll show you a boat made out of recycled bottles on green tech. Man, I wonder what Kevin is up to right now.
Oh, come on, Franklin! Come on! Franklin, run! Noah, are you there?
I am.
Phenomenal. How are you, sir? It's Kevin from Attack.
Yo.
You're back so soon, man. This is some deja vu here.
What the hell?
You got to stop breaking all the stories. You got to leave some for the rest of the blogosphere.
Okay. Do my best.
Please do. So thanks for coming on. We're going to touch briefly on the Facebook stuff and then get right to Recorded Future, which, as of right now, looks to me from what I've seen to just be pretty visualizations of data that's already out there. But is there something going on under the hood in terms of predictive technology that I'm not seeing from their demo?
I think there's a little bit of predictive too, and I think there's also there's a little bit of a temporal slice too. Like unlike a lot of these other companies that are just trying to pick up like who and what is happening, they're trying to figure out when and look for co-occurring events.
Interesting.
So like if I go to Aruba and Dr. Evil is having his like innovations in terrorism
seminars going on
in Aruba, maybe I'm going to that.
Oh, interesting. Okay, all right. And I mean, I would assume that's a lot of that's got to be going on for these companies to invest in it, and because otherwise it does just look like pretty visualizations of in-depth Twitter searches, right?
Yeah, or this guy's pretty good at fooling some people.
Right, selling his company. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Interesting. Well, we'll hop into that. We'll talk into like the basic understanding of how it works and how that data could be used to predict somebody. We've been talking about interesting scenarios like, okay, it knows you're into house music because you've been tweeting out a bunch of songs you like a particular artist. That artist happens to be coming to your area and you just became friends with somebody who is also a huge fan of that artist. Could it then predict, all right, these two people are probably going to that concert and try to upsell you on something advertising-wise?
You've already like created a cooler scenario than I would have.
Well, it is just house music now, but I figure like that kind of stuff.
But it'll be going all night long.
Exactly. So get some bottled water sponsors there, and hopefully get Trojan on board. But it could be interesting to think that's the kind of data, like, forget data mining. It's going to be, scenario predicting, I guess, based off users' tastes and what they're posting.
That seems more like it. Scenario prediction seems more like it than future prediction.
Right.
But of course, future prediction seems a lot sexier, right?
Well, I was going to say, it sounds like something I want to invest $10 million into. Do we know?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, and I hate that I'm asking all the questions before we're live, but I appreciate you answering. Do we know how much a company like Google has invested, or do we just know that they made an investment?
Single millions.
Single millions, okay.
And same thing with In-Q-Tel, which is the CIA's investment arm.
Okay, all right, that's good to know. But all right, so they're interested.
Yeah.
All right, Noah, we'll be chatting live in just about 5 minutes or so. And thanks again, man. I had a blast with you last time, so I'm glad you came back on.
Cool. Me too.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Welcome back. It's Thursday, July 28th, and here are your top stories. Welcome back, Kevin. Why did I take it? Nah. Oh, snap. All right, I'm going to carry on. Facebook's privacy problems just won't go away. The latest person out to exploit the social networking site's public nature is Ron Bose, an online security consultant for thepiratebay.com. Bose used a script to download personal data from millions of publicly viewable Facebook profiles and saved it all into one big file. This archive with information on over 1 million users is now conveniently available for download via BitTorrent. Facebook tried to downplay the issue, stating that all the information accessible through Bose's list could already be found on Google. Still, it's another very public black eye for the company, and one we'll be looking into later in the loop. What do the CIA and Google have in common? Wired is reporting that they're both big investors in a new web monitoring company that aims to predict the future. What? Yeah, you heard that correctly. Recorded Future is a company that uses an engine to scour blogs, forums, and even Twitter to, quote, find the relationships between people, organizations, actions, and incidents, and predict how they will intersect or how and when events will occur in the future. Obviously, this is raising big privacy concerns, so if this is blowing your mind, don't worry. We'll explain this one in detail in The Loop too, and it won't involve tinfoil wanguses, I promise. Sorry. And finally, while Guillermo del Toro won't be directing The Hobbit, sad, at least his next film is shaping up to be mind-blowingly awesome. The Pan's Labyrinth director is planning on doing a 3D adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's classic horror tale, At the Mountains of Madness, and freaking James Cameron is producing. Yes! The story involves a doomed South Pole expedition that awakens evil gods. Okay, my question is this. How far in advance can you buy tickets online? Because I am reserving my IMAX seats now. I'm Allison Hayslip, and you've just been fed.
All right, as you just heard in the feed, it's been a scary day for those with concerns about their online privacy. We've got info on all the big news and what it means for you right now in The Loop. Joining me all the way from New York to help us make sense of it all, editor for Wired, Noah Shachtman is here yet again. How are you, sir?
No.
Pleasure to have you back. I predicted that you would be here based off your tweets and my extensive data mining abilities. We'll get to that story in a second, Noah. It seems like everybody is worried about this Facebook data leak that a security analyst posted online last night. It was a giant torrent of people's information. First of all, what was really out there? Is it all that dangerous? Was it really that intrusive?
Well, Facebook will say it's no big deal, but the truth is a lot of people put public information on Facebook without really knowing it. A couple of months ago, you may remember, there was a guy who put together a Facebook API called Evil, which scoured Facebook for people's phone numbers and found hundreds of thousands of them. So this is sort of in the same vein. Just people leave stuff out there because Facebook makes it really hard to keep your information private.
Right. Well, why do you think this information was released in the first place, then?
Well, I'm here in a lead-lined studio, so my powers of ESP are not quite what they should be, so I can't read this guy's mind.
But is it, I mean, if this were a scare tactic to say, hey, listen, people put all this information on Facebook. This is stuff that you could get from a basic Google search. So it doesn't seem like some intrepid hacker really pulled a fast one on Facebook. It just seemed like he ran a couple bots that gathered all the data that people are willingly putting out there anyways. Yeah,
but maybe that's the scary part.
Is this just an eye-opener then for the general public? Is that potentially the reason? Again, I know you're in the Leadline studio, but when you see something like that, do you go, hey, this is a wake-up call to people?
I hope it's a wake-up call, but it's like how many wake-up calls you're going to have in a row? Like how many times does the alarm have to go off and people still hit the snooze button?
True.
You know?
I think you could take a privacy flare gun to the face in this day and age, and people will still tweet about it. But let's get to the other security issues. You broke the news this morning that the Google and the CIA, have invested in a company called Recorded Future that can monitor and access thousands of websites and tell not only what we are doing, but apparently it can predict what we're going to be doing in the future. Is that correct?
Yeah, apparently they are not in any Leadline studios.
Right.
Right. So basically the deal is that it's going to scour a bunch of websites to look at not only people, places, and things, but it's also going to look at time, and it's going to look at co-occurring events. So like, for example, if I'm going to Aruba and Dr. Evil is having his innovations in secret layers conference.
I hope he uses a more secretive handle than Dr. Evil on Twitter, by the way. Total Terrorist 27. Like, oh, you might want to change that, buddy. But all right. So you're going to a place where he's having a conference. The data, the crawler is going to find that data, sync it up, and say you might be going to that conference.
Yeah, something like that.
And one could argue that the CIA should potentially have access to this technology, but are people freaking out? I mean, people were upset about Google Street View capturing data or unsecured Wi-Fi network data. So does Google have a right to this information, or should they have access to it?
Well, I mean, we kind of make an implicit bargain with Google, right? We let them scour our email and look at all our searches and check out all our maps because their products are really good and because we kind of believe their "don't be evil" mantra. Now, if they're starting to get into business with the intelligence community, that starts to make that mantra seem a little hollow.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. But unlike the Facebook news, this monitoring, it's like, if I have a Facebook page, I could delete it, or I could go and crawl through all their privacy settings and lock that down. It seems like with this software, you'd have to pretty much shut off your internet in order for them to stop gathering info on you.
Yeah, this Leadline studio is actually quite comfortable. They offer an array of soft drinks and liquor. I got offered some Belvedere before, so maybe you can join me in here.
Yeah, next time we'll be doing the loop from Faraday cages. That's our future. Noah Shackman from Wired, thank you so much for keeping us in the loop. We always appreciate it. And I'll let you get the tinfoil hat back on. I know it was hurting reception, but I'm going to put mine on as well. Let's go over to Miss Allison Hayslip.
Saving the planet. It's getting harder. What is happening? Oh. I missed that. Can we just leave that there for the rest of the show, please? All right, now I'm going to go back to this. All right, saving the planet. It's getting harder now that BP keeps spilling oil everywhere.
You just said harder and spilling.
Let's just run green tech. Just run it.
For those doing their part to save the environment, you'll be glad to know that there's green tech to save our future on the land, sea, and air. First, the environmentally friendly expedition group Adventure Ecology has found a use for those discarded 2-liter plastic bottles by sending them out to sea, but in a good way. What you're looking at is the Plastiki, a catamaran boat that sits on pontoons made out of over 12,000 recycled bottles. The boat cruises at an average speed of 5 knots per hour and is equipped with solar panels and wind turbines to run entirely on renewable energy. That's pure green power.
Come in, Pier 31, home of the Plastiki.
Led by British adventurer / environmentalist David D. Rothschild and his crew, the Plastiki set sail from Northern California last March. After an 11,000-mile trek across the Pacific Ocean, the Plastiki just recently finished its journey in Sydney, Australia. It also showed the world that renewable resources can be used to fuel transportation. Now, if flying the skies is more your style, then check out Sikorsky Aeronautics and the Firefly, the world's first all-electric helicopter. Recently unveiled at the Air Venture Show in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, the Firefly is based off of Sikorsky's S-300C model. It uses 3 lithium-ion packs to power its 190-horsepower motor and single rotator. With limited power, the Firefly only has a 15-minute flight duration and an average speed of 92 miles per hour. Its maiden flight is still several months away, but if successful, it could be the first of a new line of zero-emission aircraft. For the rest of us who have to stay grounded, going green has never looked so good with the new Porsche 911 GT3R Hybrid. This sports car runs on 2 electric motors to power its 480-horsepower 4-liter engine, giving it more power for less fuel consumption. There's also a flywheel generator which stores braking energy and can be redirected to give the car a 160-horsepower boost with the press of the turbo button. The 911 GT3R will race in the American Le Mans Series this October in Atlanta, Georgia, where it will test its endurance over a 1,000-mile course for over 10 hours. There are no plans to mass-produce this hybrid, so there's no available price. However, it does prove that even speedsters can do their part to conserve fossil fuels. With the advancements in energy conservation and renewable resources, pretty soon, everyone will be riding on some green tech. I love the green.
Hybrid, planes, trains, and automobiles. What's next?
What's next? Solar-powered real doll, made out of recycled tires. Nice. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I can dream. Miss Sunshine Goodyear will be mine.
Why don't you go back to your key?
Okay.
Okay. All right, so unless you aren't good at observing things, you probably noticed that G4 has temporarily been rebranded as 4G. I think it's right there. Right there. It's in honor of Sprint's new 4G network. In honor of the world's fastest network, you should attack these incredibly fast things if you can catch them. Speed is fun. No, I'm talking about going fast, not the other thing. But if you, no judgment, no judgment. If you like going fast, check out the Roar E Superbike. This motorcycle is currently the fastest electric sports bike on the market. This dual-motored bike puts out 96 horsepower and has a top speed of 135 miles per hour. It can also travel 100 miles before needing to recharge, which is perfect if you're trying to make a getaway from the cops or that clingy girlfriend. Sucks. Designed for both the track and street, these bikes can be picked up for about 28 grand over at roarmotorcycles.com. But if that's not fast enough for you, you can always mod out your car like G-Power did to the BMW X6M. Going 0 to 60 in less than 4.2 seconds, the G-Powered X6 is hailed as the world's fastest SUV. Sporting a V10 engine which puts out over 900 horsepower, and with a top speed of 205 miles per hour, this SUV is perfect for taking the kids to soccer practice really quickly. G-Power says they intend to build only 5 of these bad boys, so be sure to save your pennies. Each one of these modded out Bimmers will run you $873,000. That's one expensive BMW. And finally, if you're in need of a high-speed thrill and don't trust yourself behind the wheel, then you'll want to get a ticket to Abu Dhabi and check out the Furano GT Challenge. It's not open quite yet, but when it's done, this dual-track racing coaster is rumored to clock in at speeds of up to 150 miles per hour, making it the fastest roller coaster in the world. That's awesome. You might feel like a grade schooler riding in the coaster's Mach 430 Spiders, but may I remind you that you'll be going 150 miles per hour. That's effing fast. Head on over to g4tv.com/AOTS for info on all of this fast stuff and more. Stay tuned. We'll review a 52-inch 3D TV and Apple's Magic Trackpad in Gadget Prime. Stick around.
Attack of the Show is presented by Sprint. What can you do with 4G?
What happens next?
We return once again to the tale of the skater and the rail. What happens next? Does he grind momentarily but fall right off? Does he get nutted by the rail? Or does he just trip and eat some pavement? Find out when we return. return once again to the tale of the skater and the rail. What happens next? Does he grind momentarily but fall right off? Does he get nutted by the rail? Or does he just trip and eat some pavement?
Holy!
Come on, do these things ever end any other way? You can't run from the pain, young one. They're attached. It will follow. Hey, gadgets need some love too, and that's what Gadgetron is for. 3D may be the future, but Chris Hardwick is now!
Yes, the future is now! Sony televisions are some of the best on the market, and now they're out to prove that they can be the best at 3D with the Bravia HX909 series. Watch everything in 3D, including normal 2D content, with an unprecedented infinite dynamic contrast ratio. There's even 240Hz smooth motion, Bravia Internet Video, and dynamic LED backlighting. So, get the ultimate viewing experience for $3,600.
Hey, you know, right at the commercial, Kevin was quickly trying to get tinfoil penis time travel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, some people are hopping in. It's a hard one to type quickly when you're coming back from break, but
and it also takes up most of your tweet too.
By the way, that's the Carbonite love key, but get the # tinfoil penis time travel. I love when they clip this. When they clip this, someone's gonna click on a Sony TV review and see a Carbonite key penis.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, internet, but whatever.
Well, I don't know how the 3D works, but I figured out a weird way to time travel.
Sony's new monolithic design, as they're calling it, it makes this one of the sleekest we've seen. This is just under 3 inches thick. Some inputs are on the back, some are on the sides. You have 2 HDMIs there, so depending upon your system setup, you may or may not need to drill giant holes in your wall to mount this thing. But the monolith design also gives it a uniform feel. Are you a fan of it, though, Chris?
I gotta say, I think this design is so sexy, it's gonna make the tinfoil that much easier to put on.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna be at the signing of the Declaration of Independence in no time. I think it's great. I like that it just kind of blends. You can't really see where the borders of the TV are.
Right.
It's just one. You know, like the more I think we can simplify the looks of the aesthetics of our technology.
You don't want exhaust ports and neons and trailing LEDs and things like that.
You'd think that, but no, actually, I think it looks really cool.
Right. Well, not only is this TV 3D, it has, of course, all the streaming Bravia content. How well do these work? Have they gotten better? Are they pretty much the same?
You know what? They're actually pretty solid. Sony's 3D is good. It is not the best that we have ever seen. The ghosting of a second image or crosstalk. You know, it's not a good thing when they actually have a term for it.
Right. We have a problem that happens so much, we need to give it a name.
Bad 3D is stupid. Let's call it crosstalk.
Yeah,
that sounds like a thing. It's visible some of the time, and the glasses flicker just enough to annoy you. But again, it's not all the time, but it will happen sometimes. It's not better than Panasonic's 3D. It is definitely more watchable than Samsung, so it's kind of sandwiched right in the middle of those two. The Bravia internet content is always something we really like, mainly just because there's so much of it.
Right.
The interface is also, again, really, really easy to use.
Oh, but wait! And also, you have the up conversion of normal 2D to 3D.
Right.
So the notion is that you can watch practically anything in 3D. Are you actually going to want to do that though? Because I imagine it's headache-inducing.
It's not amazing. It's not amazing. It's interesting. Not necessarily something that you would want to watch for long periods of time.
Okay.
You might want to show off that you can do it.
Right.
And then when people are like, "That's awesome," you're like, "But don't ever ask about it again." But you'd never try to watch everything with 3D up conversion.
Right. So somehow the dynamic contrast ratio is not 5 million or 6 or 7 million to 1. They're calling it infinite.
Yeah.
Infinite to 1. I don't know, but does it?
Yeah.
We really lost the ability to tell, I think, after 4 million.
They might as well say double infinite. It
exactly.
really matters.
So here we are. It's double infinite. Does that mean it's amazing? By the way, we'll never look back at this video and think that this was silly.
Oh, so someday in the future?
Yeah, someday in the future, we'll never look back at this show, let alone this concept, and wearing these glasses and go, what were they thinking?
It definitely feels like some 40s newsreel, like, the future is now.
Exactly.
Like, it's these big, they're heavy too, they're heavy.
They're heavy and they pinch your head.
And they clamp onto your temples like a vice, and then after, you're going to see part of the 3D movement is a bunch of people are going to have raccoon eyes because these things are going to create indentations in the face.
We're going to modify our species.
We're going to modify our species a little bit. But anyway.
But with that said, the picture is amazing, right?
It is really great. This has some of the smoothest picture quality that we've seen. Meaning there's fast-moving scenes that look incredible because of the details that you can pick out. Blacks are incredibly deep. Colors are super vivid and accurate. One One complaint though, there's a little bit of washout from the LED backlight in some of the darker scenes. But other than that, it is practically perfect.
Infinitely perfect.
It's infinitely perfect.
It's pricey. $3,600 for a 52-inch HD TV.
Right.
At that price, even with the fancy eyewear, which I think is bundled free for the next 2 days, and then you have to pay for it after that. There's like a promotion going on.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, totally. With all that said, what are we giving it?
And by the way, this is again, if you get like 2 and then a third guy comes over, you're like, you're SOL, buddy. You're not watching.
You're not.
I hope you like blurry television because that's what you're gonna get. But even with all that said, I'm still gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I mean, yes, it's expensive. The 3D isn't amazing yet. I think that just speaks more to where we are with 3D as a technology. Still one of the best televisions that we have watched. What's going on?
Well, you know what that sound means.
No, I've never heard that before.
Okay, so you don't know what that sound means.
What is it, Kevin?
It's time for Bonus Prawn!
Bonus Prawn! Bonus Prawn!
Everybody!
I win! Oh, I feel like I'm on some kind of Latino game show or something.
There's no foam B is going to come out from behind the watch-out wall.
Right.
Apple's Magic Trackpad came out on Tuesday.
Yep.
It's basically a giant version of the wireless version of the MacBook Pro's touchpad.
Yeah.
Intended use, though, is for desktops.
Right.
And we wanted to talk about it because people are asking about it. So how easy is it? Let's start with setup to get it going.
It's pretty easy to set up. I mean, it runs on Mac OS X Snow Leopard and the latest software update. Trackpad connects to your Mac via Bluetooth, and then that's pretty much ready to go. The entire service is one button. If you have a MacBook Pro, you know exactly what that means. You can use the multi-touch to swipe features and do things like scroll, pinch and zoom, switch applications, that
Can
sort
I
of thing.
click and drag?
Well, it's not amazing. I'm actually surprised. I wish they had put this, they had just sold a Bluetooth keyboard that had this on the end of it. This just as a piece, you know.
Well, how does it work compared to using a mouse, though?
It's pretty responsive. It works great for web browsing. I mean, you use 2 fingers on the trackpad to scroll on both axes. You can also pinch and zoom by splitting your fingers. You can swipe 3 fingers, which allows you to move back and forth across pages, forward and backwards.
All right, so traditional stuff there. I mean, that it sounds like for navigating the web, perfect fit. You know, maybe for a Media Center PC, great. What about something like iMovie or Final Cut, actually editing something?
It really takes a lot of getting used to use that. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't just use a regular mouse. You know, you got to click and drag clips. You have to keep 1 finger down while you drag the other. You can scrub through footage by using 2 fingers, which is cool, but it's still just not as easy as using a mouse. And also the tapping response, there's just a little bit of
to go.
Yeah,
There's
you
a second
really.
delay.
I mean, you probably would get used to it, but
And then of course gaming. I mean, if you know,
I don't know why a sane person would do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
wait, do you mean game on a Mac or use the trackpad?
That, and then on top of that, then put another like Harrison Bergeron metal jacket on to keep you from being able. I mean, it's okay, but for first-person shooters, you know, like Team Fortress 2, I mean, you're just never going to get the same response.
So don't game with it. Don't game
I don't know why you would use that as a gaming mouse. I mean, you really have to be some kind of sadist and practice a lot to make it work for gaming.
So you're better off time traveling with your penis.
You can time travel with your exactly.
Playing games.
I mean, it's interesting that they're doing this. I mean, like a mouse technology hasn't really changed much since mice were invented.
Right.
But again, I think it's better for.
I'm more conspiracy theorist with this. Like I like to think that they're building this and trying to get this out there so that they can convince developers to make multi-touch applications, and then try to switch the desktop side of things over to an iOS 4 style interface, and then offer a touchscreen iMac.
I would
as well,
definitely agree with that. They're trying to pull everything over and change all that so they can patent stuff.
So they can lock it all down.
They can lock it all down and bring it into the walled garden. But
$69. The Apple Magic Mouse. What are we rating it?
I'm only going to give it a 3 out of 5. A 3 out of 5. I think it's okay for just general browsing. It's got a simplistic and cool design, easy to set up and use. It's just not so much for some of the more sophisticated applications, Photoshop, iMovie, anything like that. It's wireless, so you could use it for a media center. If you're a trackpad kind of person or a Mac fanboy or you have carpal tunnel syndrome, then get it, I guess.
All right, that's 3 good reasons. There we go.
There you go.
Chris Hardwick, thank you,
Kevin
sir.
Pereira, nice to see you. Thank you, everybody.
Do you need a key or
what?
Oh, I didn't know how you were going to travel back out of here. I thought you were going to put on the key.
Well, if you want to throw it over to Allison, we can get this business
All right,
going.
that's it for today's Gadget Prawn. If you have a gadget,
Goodbye, 2010!
Or email, visit us at gadgetprawn@g4tv.com. You're going to need some foil. Right now, that just looks really awkward.
Okay.
Hey, Slip.
There's the key, Chris. It's right there. All right, up next, we'll show you, oh boy, what happens when a game of darts goes wrong. It's Break Moments and De-Evolution right after this.
So you're at work, but looking for a new way to kill time? Well, look no further than Destructo Truck. The object of the Flash-based destruction game is simple. Blast off your truck at the green light and launch off the ramp as fast and as far as you can. Upon your descent, be sure to crash and smash your way into as many buildings as possible. The more you destroy, the more cash you earn. Once you have enough money, you can upgrade your destruction-wielding big rig to make it even more badass. Upgrades include a faster engine, bigger ramp, and rocket fuel to send you flying sky high on your path of carnage. Smash enough buildings and you can start unlocking achievements and be crowned the king of Destructoland. The only thing stopping you from greatness is your actual job. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to ninjakiwi.com and start your smashing today for free.
Kevin says, eat me.
Coming up tomorrow on AOTS, the lovely Kelly Brook from Piranha 3D joins us to talk about her first spring break experience
which involves stripper poles.
Then Chris Hardwick shows off a new Sony 3D TV that converts even regular 2D programming into 3 dimensions on Gadgetron. And we've got Street Fighter Nikes and do-it-yourself Back to the Future laces on Sneakerheads. See it tomorrow.
Ellen, why?
Should we explain that?
No, just let people
It's breaking
figure it
news.
out.
We don't have enough time in today's show. Ellen DeGeneres is leaving the Idol, my friends, which prompted me to ask. Ellen DeGeneres is on Idol?
Yeah. Why does our audience care?
I stopped watching 3
I
years
don't know.
ago. Sorry,
All right.
Ryan.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
With a hammer. The hammer clap. Let's do it.
I broke that one on my own today. Thanks for the help.
You're an army of 1.
All right, golf courses. They're for golfing.
And getting drunk.
Not for this.
This is a human driving range.
Oh, why?
You're an idiot.
Oh my God.
That's worse than a paintball gun.
Yeah. I mean, look, putting your penis in a light socket, that makes sense.
A total
Those
sense.
guys.
What were they thinking?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
This week's rating system, of course, it's duct tape tank tops. So
think
it's
it's just-
redneck chic.
Duct tape, what?
Duct tape, you know, like the tape.
Got it.
Tank tops.
Tank tops.
You'll see
All
it.
right,
How many
cool.
are you giving them? You want to give them 3 out?
I'm going to give them 3 out of 5.
See 3 out of 5 and watch
Yeah.
for it right
Like
there.
it.
There it is. See?
I see. Duct tape tank top.
As
I
advertised.
approve. There we go.
Easy on. Not so easy on. Pinky fingers, I would say they're evolutionary leftovers, if you will.
Okay, that doesn't mean you shouldn't treat them like this.
How many you throwing? Who's getting hit?
You.
Me.
Yeah, you get hit. You ready?
Don't throw them hard,
Stupid idea.
Bullseye!
Someone in the audience went, "This is a stupid idea." Yeah, it's on break moments. What do you expect? What are we giving it?
5 out of 5.
Ta-ding!
You did it.
You did it, sir.
Idiots.
Jinx. Where are you gonna go this time, Kevin?
I'm gonna put that on the hood of my car. Proudly drive home with it.
Yeah, don't leave it near me.
Many, many thanks to our guest, Chris Hardwick. And of course, Noah Shackman from Wired for coming on. Miss Allison Hayslip.
Thank you, sir.
Being the key to my heart. X-Play is a show on G4, and it is starting right now.
Nice.
That is true.
Is it true?
You sit there and you digest it.
There you go.
You always make that face when you point to it. Coming up on the next AOTS. The lovely Kelly Brook from Piranha 3D joins us to talk about her first spring break experience, which involves stripper poles. Then Chris Hardwick shows off a new Sony 3D TV that converts even regular 2D programming into 3 dimensions on Gadgetron. And we've got Street Fighter Nikes and do-it-yourself Back to the Future laces on Sneakerheads. See it on the next AOTS.
Ellen, why?
Should we explain that?
No, just let people
It's breaking news. We don't have enough time in today's show. Ellen DeGeneres is leaving the Idol, my friends, which prompted me to ask. Ellen DeGeneres is on Idol?
Yeah. Why does our audience care?
I stopped watching 3 years ago. Sorry,
Ryan. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
With a hammer. Hammer clap. Let's do it.
I broke that one on my own today. Thanks for the help.
You're an army of one.
All right, golf courses. They're for golfing.
And getting drunk.
Not for this.
This is a human driving range.
Oh, why? You're an idiot. Oh my God.
Let me see it, That's worse than a paintball gun.
Yeah. I mean, look, putting your penis in a light socket, that makes sense.
A total
Those
sense.
guys.
What were they thinking?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
This week's rating system, of course, it's duct tape tank tops. So it's redneck chic.
Duct tape, what?
Duct tape, you know, like the tape.
Got it.
Tank tops.
Tank tops.
You'll see
All
it.
right,
How many you're
cool.
giving them? You want to give them 3 out?
I'm going to give them 3 out of 5.
See 3 out of 5 and watch for it right there. There it is. See?
I see. Duct tape tank top.
As advertised.
I approve. There we go.
Easy on. Not so easy on. Pinky fingers, I would say they're evolutionary leftovers, if you will.
Okay. That doesn't mean you shouldn't treat them like this.
How many you throwing? Who's getting hit?
You.
Me.
Yeah, you get hit. You ready?
Don't throw them hard,
Stupid idea.
Bullseye!
Someone in the audience went, this is a stupid idea. Yeah, it's on break moments. What do you expect? What are we giving it?
5 out of 5.
Ta-ding!
You did it.
You did it, sir.
Idiots.
Jinx. Oh boy. You gonna go somewhere after the show?
No, I'm just going to stare at it for a while. That's what I like to do. Hey, many thanks to our guest, Chris Hardwick, for coming on the show, reviewing some gadgets. Many thanks to Noah Shackman from Wired for breaking all the stories.